Are you ready to start a successful Shopify store? Are you already trying to become profitable with your store? Or are you looking for the reasons to not start a store because you've seen a lot of the heartaches and people give up and never really reach the rainbow at the end of the road? Well, I'm here to talk to you guys today about dropshipping and Shopify in 2023. I've been in the game now since 2015 and I've seen a lot of mistakes. I've done a lot of mistakes myself. And I want to help you guys prevent those mistakes by becoming super successful with your Shopify store. So what are these mistakes? Okay, the first one, I'll break down individually really quickly, but the first one is running out of running out of supply. You know, one of the biggest things is that we rely on one supplier and not realize that you're going to leave yourself open for vulnerabilities. So running out of stock. The second one is PayPal holding your money or Shopify holding your money. Those are a really big issue, and that's a common mistake. How do you get around that? And how do you prevent that? Okay, the third thing is advertising costs increasing. Meaning, hey, you started out the gate good, you got some sales, 3, 4, 5 sales, and now your advertising costs are catching up to what you made, and now you're breaking even or spending more. I've done it before, and even I got in trouble during COVID, and I'll talk to you guys about that as well during the video. So if you're interested and you like this kind of stuff, definitely give this channel a like and a follow, because my friends, starting off in 2015, one of my first biggest mistakes is I was selling this heart ring. It was selling really fast, like at least 2-3 sales a minute, guys. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. I'd have like 3 or 4 ka-chings in 1 minute. And it was a free plus shipping. So they'd buy it free plus shipping. They'd pay like $20 for shipping, $14.95 shipping. But the ring was turning the finger green. And what I would have to do is send the customer a new ring, tell them, please don't get it wet. But I was really scared that could have make or break my business. So that's just a common thing that I fell into, my friends. I kept going and I found a way to find a solution, and I found another winning product that allowed me to jump to another higher success. And I'll talk about that at the end of the video, going from a heart ring to iPhone cases to makeup to all kinds of different products, to sports bras, and becoming multi-million revenue in each one of those products, my friends. So makeup, multi-million in revenue. Sports bras, the same thing. And I've done it very well with Shopify Dropshipping. So I have a lot of experience to talk about these common 3 mistakes and how you can set yourself up for success. I appreciate you guys. Definitely give this channel a like, and if only have one supplier. This could leave yourself open for a lot of vulnerabilities, especially when you have a lot of customers on the line. You want to definitely be communicating with at least 2 to 3 suppliers. And one of the main things that you guys will notice is that each supplier will have a better quality of product. One will have a better shipping times, while other will have an actual better quality of the product itself, like the material or the packaging or the boxing of the shipment to your house. So you have to really build a relationship with 2 to 3 different suppliers of the same product and order which one to your house, see which one arrives faster. You got to see which one has the better quality, and then you start to build these relationships. So when you order products to your house, you're not just relying on one person. You actually know that person over there. You know that they have a good delivery, they have good quality, and then that way you have 2 different suppliers shipping to you, so you are taking care of your customers. And that is a great way to prevent any type of problems. And one of the best ways to do that, my friends, is start communicating on the AliExpress chat, on the online chat, or taking orders, placing orders, and then getting to know the product like I shared, the quality, how fast it is. Some will arrive with a nice box and packaging, and those are the type of suppliers you want to build a relationship with. Better communication, better quality, better price, everything. So those types of, those add up, and then that helps you prevent running out of stock. Now, I'll tell you a little story what happened with me during COVID in January, when COVID broke out, right in the January, February time. I was breaking over $800,000 a month in sales, $700,000 a month, hitting almost $1 million a month in sales. And the suppliers in China literally shut down. The price of the flights doubled for packages to even reach here. The product cost doubled. I mean, everything doubled, guys. And I was stuck with all these sales and I had to fulfill them. So I really ate like at least $100,000 in money that I lost, at least with that mistake alone because of what happened with COVID. So high product cost, the material was low, so that went up. Everything went up and I was stuck with all those orders. And when you are stuck with orders, you want to fulfill them, and you don't want to be that guy having to refund people, because that's how you get blacklisted, lose your merchant account. You really don't want to do refunds. You want to be able to take care of your customers. So that is one major thing, my friends. I hope this really helps you when it comes to understanding that you could run out of stock, and it's best to have at least 2 to 3 suppliers and to know exactly what it is that they offer that's better than the other, and find which of the two that you want to build that close relationship with. I hope that helps, my friend. PayPal holding your money or Shopify holding your money. This is honestly a common thing that happens, my friends. And one of the best ways to get around it is don't act desperate. That's one of the signs or the signals that PayPal and Shopify are looking for. Oh, this person is really desperate. They're demanding their money. What it tells them is that you don't really have a solid business, and that you're not ready to build a business, because they're just like, hey, look, we don't understand why you're so fast, or what your business is all about. So we're just going to put a hold on your money, and we're just going to wait and see, are your customers happy? Are they being fulfilled? Is the tracking numbers being updated? Are they being shipped out? And that's really what Shopify and PayPal are really trying to do. Now, I'll tell you about an experience that happened with me with PayPal. I was doing about $50,000 every 2 days. I was about $25,000 a day, $30,000 a day, and Shopify, not Shopify, but PayPal held over $100,000 of my money, and it was all because of this bra. I was scaling this sports bra, zip up sports bra, clips, everything. It was an amazing bra. I even had it designed in China and had a better version made for my company. And what ended up happening is PayPal was like, wait a minute, we're getting a lot of people that are angry about the size. And that's one thing that you'll learn about bras and why they're kind of a sketchy market to be in, because of sizing. It's like shoes, right? And so PayPal was like, look, we're going to hold 100,000. That scared me. So what I did is I actually worked with the person. I professionally worked with them. And I highly recommend that if you guys got any money on hold with these companies, you have to take a step back and respond like, thank you for looking out after me. Thank you for making sure that, I'm doing good, and that we're following the best practices, and that we're taking care of our customers, because that's important for us too. If packages are lost, we're going to definitely take care of that. You see what I mean? So you have to respond in a certain kind of way to connect with these people, to make sure that they're like, yeah, I know Scott, I trust Scott, I'm going to give his money back and not hold his money. So I'll tell you about this story. PayPal held 100,000. I worked with a gentleman for about 2 weeks. He saw that the customers stopped, the complaints were coming down, and I explained, hey, it's a sizing issue, please understand. So about 2 weeks later, he gave half of that $100,000 back to me, $50,000. And then about a week later, we had another follow-up phone call, and he said, Scott, we're going to hold about 10,000 of the next 50,000. And at the end of the call, I said, sir, I think his name was Matt or something like that. I said, sir, Matt, you told me at the beginning of all of this that you don't really want to hold our money because it's not good business. And he's like, actually, Scott, it is good business for us. And, and I said, well, sir, you told me you don't really want to hold my money. You told me that. Anyways, he said, well, I'm going to hold 10,000. That's just what I got to do. Anyways, at the end of the call, he ended up saying, Scott, I'm releasing all of it back to you, even the 10,000. And it just goes to show that it's really just relationships on the other line. Shopify, PayPal, you can't act desperate. You have to understand what it is that they're looking for, and you have to be thankful and appreciative to them so that they see that you're responsible and that you're ready to build a business. So maybe you're looking for a super secret way to get around it, but there's no super secret way. You just have to be very diligent and show that you're very responsible with what you're doing. All right. Increasing advertising costs. One of the biggest mistakes I see people doing, they're not watching their advertising, and their sales are not coming in. And they're probably thinking to themselves, what am I doing? I'm going crazy. I had 5 sales last week and I was in profit, but this week I'm overextending myself. I'm spending too much money. And as you know, as your business grows, your advertising grows as well. And you want to really think to yourself, when you're spending this money, you got the cold traffic, and then you got your warm traffic, which is the people that have already been to your store from your cold traffic ads. And so I really have to tell you straight up, right up front, if you are advertising and you're spending money, make sure that you're spending at least 50% to remarket, and then 50% on the cold. And a lot of people will tell you actually spend a little bit more on the remarket and less on the cold. So that's what I want to tell you guys and girls, it's really important is if your advertising costs are going up, it's most likely because you're not doing enough remarketing, or you're doing too much testing and you're not focusing on what actually is working. And I see that happening a lot. So what ends up happening is that you get 5, 10 sales, and then you start increasing your budget on your Facebook ads, within like 4 or 5 days. And you're increasing your budget like not during a hot time in the week. So one of the tips I can give you is I always launch my ads right before the weekend, so I'm going to get a ton of eyeballs. So if I'm doing a test, I want to test right before the weekend. So you see people, they get excited, they get some sales, they increase the budget, and then they don't realize it's going to take about 3-4 days to start optimizing fully again with Facebook after that budget increase. So what ends up happening is that the money that you made last week in profit starts to eat into the money this week, and so now you're breaking even. And so this is a game of numbers. You really got to be watching it closely, because at the end of the day, you're looking for that 15 to 30% profit margins, ROI, actually a return on investment, 30-20% with Shopify dropshipping. And the way that you're going to maintain that is by really focusing what your cost of goods are, making sure that that's on lockdown, your advertising costs, what you're paying per customer, and then making sure that every time you optimize, you're tweaking things, that you're spending a little bit more in your remarketing than you are in your cold target audience. I see a lot of people always focused on, my targeting, but they're not even focused on remarketing. So you gotta set up a pixel, a remarketing audience, and start going after that audience and using a lot of that money to get the sales to come back. And you notice that some people's campaigns, it's just only cold. Even you want to take it a step further and actually exclude people in your cold audience campaign. So you're excluding those, and even in your remarketing campaign, you're excluding any new people too. So in your cold market, you're excluding anyone that has already been to your website. You have to set up your campaigns right, so you're always making sure you're making a return on investment. And be careful, don't tweak too much and don't test too much. Focus on what worked and put your money on that. And don't forget about the remarketing side of things. So I hope this helps. Strategies are always going to be changing, but you're got to think about it. Remarketing, half your budget on remarketing, half your budget on the cold audience, and always be looking at what you're spending, and be careful tweaking too much, too soon, too early, without letting it run for at least a week to break down the numbers and see what worked and what didn't. Because when you start increasing the budget, you start tweaking things, you start changing the video, changing the ad copy, you might start actually shooting yourself in the foot and hurting what you already set up. And what was going to work, actually, you're sabotaging yourself. So ads are a really unique thing. They could be really great if you know what you're doing, but they could be very hurtful for people who are not patient enough to see and let the optimization happen. And then they get too frustrated, they say it doesn't work, and then they bail out of Shopify dropshipping it all together. And I've noticed with myself, my friends, I'll give you one last big, huge tip. Every product that you test, if you're breaking even, you're only one little slight strategy away, one little thing away from actually making a profit. So I always tell my students, if you're breaking even, you're actually doing a lot better than what most people can do. So you just need one little tweak if you're breaking even, my friends, and you could start to take off. I've seen it with multiple products. You're working it, and all of a sudden, bam, you finally got it to go. You finally got the momentum. You finally found something that clicked. And that's what it is I want to help you guys do. And that's what it is that I'm doing with my students right now. So if you guys like this video, I hope you got some value from it. Click that like button below, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to help as many people possible with Shopify dropshipping and get you started with a hot brand, a winning product with a winning advertisement on a winning platform like TikTok. It's really that great right now. And it is like Google when it first started back in the 2000s, where ads were so lucrative back then, my friends. Dropshipping and e-commerce is like that right now. It is super lucrative, and I want to help you guys take part of this amazing opportunity. All right, take care, everyone. Ciao for now.